This is the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS show with John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with Keith Eister. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook Live show. We're looking at the Monday 5-game DraftKings main slate. Keith, my friend, how are we doing, man?
Doing well. Happy Monday. Nice little weekend for you and your Patriots. Congrats on a trip to the Super Bowl. We've got baseball right around the corner as well, but ready to break down some NBA here tonight.
Yeah, great time being inside watching the Patriots yesterday as 2 feet of snow got dumped on Massachusetts yesterday. I still haven't shoveled myself out of that mess yet. That's a problem for tomorrow's John that he'll deal with. But for today's John, we're going to try to win some money to pay somebody to do that for me on this NBA DFS slate here. We do appreciate you guys popping in here for us. Cujo joined the family today. Subscriber, congrats. Happy to have you part of the Fantasy Alarm family. You too can be like Cujo and join Fantasy Alarm today with 50% off your first month. You can use promo code YT50 or scan that QR code, just $19.99 for that first month. You get all access to everything on site. We launched our fantasy baseball draft guide today. That is included in your all-pro subscription. So you get that first month for about $20. Cancel it anytime, but if you've seen the screenshots in our Discord, you hear us talking all the time. We're giving you winners. We're giving you winning bets. It'll pay for the subscription all on its own there. So go to fantasyalarm.com/YouTube, promo code YT50 to save 50% off that first month. Jeff popping in saying good evening. Brandon said he's a new listener, loves the show. Welcome. Love having you listening. Happy to have you finally catch us live here as well. Go live every day at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Crab Shangoon always popping in here. Our guy Justin always in here, gifting out subs the last couple of weeks here. So Spin the Block always in. We got was it JB Gordon? I got the Jabir Gordon. I'm terrible with names, but either way, happy to have you in here. Make some money. Davis in here as well. Grande blame John. Was people complaining that I was late again? Probably. All my bread on the Lakers today. Maybe got the good matchup today against Chicago here, and Steve popping in as well. Every damn day but the weekends. That is true, Grande. We are not here on Saturdays or Sundays live. We do the preview show Sunday night though. So 6 of the 7 days you got us here. All righty. Utility, highest price player on the slate is Luka at $12,000. My injury graphic today just didn't work out. The streak has ended. It's unfortunate. Grande's not here to see it, but he's in the chat to see it, so that's unfortunate. A lot of injuries to talk about, though. We'll run them down just so you guys can hear them verbally here. Luka Garza is downgraded with an illness. Neemias Queta is questionable for Boston. For the Warriors, you have Curry and Draymond as questionable. They've ruled out Kuminga and Horford and Melton already. For Memphis, Edey, Landale, and Morant are out. Obviously, Landale is the big one there, as is John Morant. Santi Aldama is questionable. For Orlando, Franz Wagner is out. For Chicago, Zach Collins, Trey Jones is out. Houston still without Steven Adams. Cleveland, no Garland, no Merrill, no Strus. DeAndre Hunter is questionable. For the Lakers, Jake LaRavia is going to play tonight. Austin Reeves is still out. And for Portland, no Chris Murray, Rob Will, Denny Avdia are both questionable for today's slate. So that takes us to point guard. Luka is $12,000. He's the highest priced player on the entire slate here tonight, Keith. When it comes to ownership at the point guard position, Luka is getting over 20% ownership. So talk to me. Is he a core build for you tonight?
He is, yeah. He gets a great up-tempo matchup against Chicago. They're way down in defense. They're way up in pace. Just a great matchup for a guy who's been playing incredible basketball. Still no Austin Reeves. The numbers are absurd with Austin Reeves off the floor. I think he's the top spend on the slate. I don't have anything bad to say here.
Yeah, hard to talk poorly on Luka given the recent run, 77, 66, 64. Now a great matchup against the Chicago Bulls and their struggles defensively. I don't really have much interest in the next group. I mean, if Curry plays, would you play him at $9,000, or are you more so looking at the mid-tier tonight?
Probably more towards the mid-tier. It's not a great matchup against Minnesota. No, Butler theoretically raises his ceiling, but he actually started playing better once Butler arrived on the team. So I don't know. Curry's not a guy that I get to very often. He always has a ceiling, so he's certainly playable, but not a priority for me.
Yep. Mid-range, you have Amin Thompson, $8,200. Derek White, 77. Giddy still on the minutes restriction there at 79. Anthony Black at 7K, but Suggs is back.
Yeah, I don't mind White. I like the matchup for him against Portland. Nice up-tempo team there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Can't play Giddy, I don't think, yet with the minutes. Black is interesting to me. He played really poorly the game before, shot really poorly with Suggs out. Suggs came back, and he played much better. So, again, a situation where move him off the ball a little bit more. Maybe he gets to his shot a little bit cleaner. So I don't mind Black. I like the Cleveland matchup. Good defense, but up-tempo and pace. So don't mind that spot at all.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Again, obviously, the Cleveland's defense has been so poor. And the minutes are huge there. White is your second highest rostered point guard, at least for now. It's almost 27% at $7,700. So the field kind of in there. We did just get a little bit of an update. He's still number 2, a little bit slightly less because more ownership went on Brandon Pajemski here. He's up over 36% now. Do you find yourself looking at a Pritchard, Spencer, DDV, Drew Holiday, or is it just down to Pajemski for you?
I think Spencer is interesting. Without John Morant, he should be locked into that starting point guard role. So certainly can go there. But yeah, Pajemski looks really good. Not only is Jimmy Butler out, also you have DeAnthony Melton out, who's been an impact player off the bench, kind of a role that Pajemski presumably steps into. Yeah. They do a lot of the same things, him and Melton. So I think Melton out for him is actually a pretty big deal.
I agree. And obviously the field agrees with you as well. There should be a ton of minutes. And then if Curry does officially get ruled out, I would imagine that ownership even goes a bit higher. Reed Shepherd's also getting over 20%. I mean, is there another value play that stands out to you? I've seen some people obviously tweeting about, the Anthony Simons revenge game narrative if he goes against Portland here. With Trey Jones, maybe you have Io, even though there's Kobe White and Giddey back. I mean, is there a value play that you're looking at the position?
Nothing that really stands out. I think if Avdia gets ruled out, Caleb Love could be really interesting. He's played well in the absence of Avdia. Simons, it's a large field tournament play at best. Sure, he can have a spike game, but certainly not a priority for me. I think he fails to meet value more often than he exceeds it. So he'll be a sprinkle, but nothing that I'm then terribly excited about. Let's see if I can find any other names here. Shepard's fine. Again, I'm not excited there. Bones Highland maybe as just like a pure punt play has been getting some minutes here.
He's getting like 18% ownership right now. So
yeah, it's because there isn't much that's viable down here. Honestly, it's not an exciting play. He's not going to play 20 minutes more than likely. But I don't mind the matchup against a shorthanded Golden State team. He's going to be out there. It's about what it allows you to spend up for. If you need him to get up to Luka, that's really what it's more about than him as a play.
Yep, I agree with you. Before we go on over to shooting guard, just a shout out to our guy I see through you, Justin, here. 5 more subs gifted to the chat here. John Gotti got a month. Deb here got a month. Just Farrow got a month. 4 Prongs and Jeffrey Clark all got a month out there. Thanks to our guy I see through you. I'm pretty sure he's a lifetime subscriber to Fantasy Alarm. I think we've talked about that before, but either way, I know he's a subscriber to Fantasy Alarm. Always in the Discord, always talking out, always winning too. Guys, this guy is sharp as hell. Shout out to Keith for you. Yesterday's playbook, 15 minutes eat and 3x the money. Keith's sharp as well. I'm just here to move the show along. These guys are all the smart ones. So, all right, shooting guard position we go to. Donnie Mitch, $9,900. Anthony Edwards at 93 and KD at 87.
Yeah, I certainly don't have anything bad to say about all of them. They all can find a ceiling. I think my favorite of the bunch is Anthony Edwards. He's just been getting a ton of shots up. He's making a lot of them too. His efficiency is up. His scoring is up. It's just been an incredible year for Anthony Edwards. Again, that Golden State defense that we're typically sort of afraid of is down a few pieces. Jimmy Butler mainly, potentially Draymond Green as well. So not as tough of a matchup as it might look on paper. Mitchell can always score a bunch of points. I would go to him next. And then Durant, he's been doing it even with Şengün back. So
Yeah.
like, I know we've looked at the numbers with Şengün on and off, and he's great with Şengün off. Feels like he's playable, but not that he's going to find a ceiling all that often. So he's my third favorite in the range, but still certainly you can always play Kevin Durant.
Yeah, Edwards and Durant both have the same ownership, and Donnie Mitch is about 15%, so about 6% less. So you're getting a little bit more leverage spending all the way up for Mitchell. And then you're, obviously price per dollar wise, KD is a little bit cheaper better of a value than Edwards, but the price on Edwards is super cheap here in this spot. So I definitely like the 93 there. Mid-tier range, again, a lot of these guys with dual positional eligibility, so we've kind of hit on them. Kobe White would probably be the next new name that's on this list in terms of ownership. But what are your thoughts as you hit down to like Shaedon Sharpe, Desmond Bane, Jalen Tyson without Merrill back tonight? Obviously, Kobe White's there at 67. Do you have a thought here in the 6K rot?
Yeah, Kobe is the first one I definitely want to get to. I don't mind Sharpe again if Avdia is out. His usage rate spikes to like 40% with Avdia off the floor. So that's certainly injury news that I'm keeping my eye on. I'm not into Bane all that much, even without Franz. I don't know, for whatever reason, it hasn't worked enough for this Orlando team. So not a situation that I attack very often. Kobe White, I think that's the best game environment of the night. Both two bad defenses there between the Lakers and the Bulls. Giddey is still presumably a little bit limited. Kobe White is fully unrestricted, it appears. He's been up over 30 minutes for several games in a row. So I think he can certainly find a ceiling here in this spot.
Nice. Value tier. Let's see. Kevin Horter, Reed Shepard, some guys we hit on there. Highland again. Marcus Smart's getting about 14% ownership. Is there anything to you outside of, I guess, these Golden State plays of other, like Will Richards, if you ends up seeing, guys get ruled out, is there anything that would pop for you here for value?
Cedric Howard, a name that we didn't talk about up in that mid-range. I do like taking some shots on him without Morant. He has found a ceiling at times this season. He does a little bit of everything, so a really safe floor. And then if he pops off for that ceiling, I know that it's not a great matchup against Houston, but just given his situation.
Wish they would give him 30.
I know.
Why are we not playing this guy?
Yeah, he's only going to get probably 26 to 28 minutes, which is unfortunate. But like I said, he does a little bit of everything. And he has been extended to like 30, 32 if he's having one of those spike games. So I agree with you. It's not an ideal situation, especially given the tough matchup, but just a name that I wanted to throw out there. Herder is the value play that I really like. I mentioned that game environment being my favorite of the night. No Trey Jones should help him get on the floor a little bit more. Played 24 minutes in the last one. Have seen the usage. He's been able to find the usage even with White and Giddey on the floor. So Herder is a guy that I like quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure. Any other value? Again, I guess it would depend on guys being ruled in or out, right? I mean, there's no Wagner. Would you play like a Noah Penda or, again, any of these Golden State plays if someone gets ruled out there?
Yeah, I'd probably lean to Golden State first. Will Richard is a name that could become interesting if he can find a bunch of minutes. Probably need Steph out for that to happen. Yeah, Penda's fine. It's just the role is not super consistent.
Yeah, there's not much down here. We don't need to dive into too much. So small forward up at the top again. There's Jaylen Brown at $9,700. He's only around 15% when it comes to ownership here. We talked KD at shooting guard. He's a little bit more, up to 18% now for him. Do you look to spend up at this position, or is it another spot where you're going value? John Conchar currently sitting at like 22%. Again, for at least there's people out of the lineup, I guess. But what are we thoughts here for small forward?
I'm really interested in Jaylen Brown at the top. Guy's just been incredible. I love this matchup against Portland. It's a spot that I've attacked all season long just because they play fast and they're below average defensively. So certainly a great spot for him. I don't think we can play Avdia. He's been in and out of the lineup a little bit too much. Even if he gets ruled in, I don't have much interest there against Boston. We mentioned Tyson at the last position a little bit, but didn't break him down much. I do like the play. I think he's priced appropriately now for the role, but the role is really good. Without Darius Garland, he's been more productive. So I certainly do think Tyson's playable.
Yeah, for sure. I was telling Grande on the preview show I had the over 5.5 rebounds for him in that last matchup. And then Alonzo Ball played a bunch of minutes and had 8 rebounds. So I went back to the well today with that. It was like plus 125 on the over 5.5 rebounds. He had 12 rebound opportunities in that game. He cashed in on 5 of them. So maybe if Lonzo doesn't get all those minutes again tonight, he'll be able to hit the over on that one.
I like
anything else? We have McDaniels. Tyree Eason is another prop that I wrote up today. I took his over 3-pointers. He's shooting 46% from 3 on the year.
Yeah, I mean, he does everything. He is an active dude. The minutes have been okay. Obviously, he dealt with that injury for a little while, missed some time, but looks like he is back to a full-time role. So I'm certainly okay with playing him.
Yeah, we got the over 1.5 threes for him today. Feels like a really good spot at the minutes are going to be on the rise. Hauser's another one who was super hot for a bit. We got Missoula the other day, only played 24 minutes after just basically playing 30 plus. But could be another spot where at $5,200, he's found the 3-ball stroke, which is what was eluding him earlier this season. And he also kind of chips in with some rebounds and some assists. They are kind of fully healthy team today. We're waiting on the centers. Right? Maybe Keita and Garza could both be out of this one here. But any thoughts on a Sam Hauser at 5,200?
The price is still a little bit tough for me. I know he does add some rebounds, like you mentioned. So it's minimal peripheral stuff, but really it's all about the 3 for him to find that ceiling. Mm-hmm. It's just easier for him to do at 4,500 than it is at 5,200, especially if he's not going to play 30 minutes. That's when that price becomes really tough for me.
Yeah, he played like 9 first half minutes. I'm sitting there like, oh, we got Missoula. He just he's doing so well. And
they changed their starting center out of nowhere. Like you have to expect it at this point.
Yeah. Makes no sense. So, anyways, there are those guys. Eason over Hauser for me, but I don't mind Hauser in tournaments because if he does go and hit 10 threes, probably going to win. Laravia's 49, Jalen Wells, Moody here at 47, maybe.
I was going to say, if DeAndre Hunter gets ruled out, I think you can take a look at Naquan Tomlin. He played 25 minutes in that situation, was not super productive, but 25 minutes for 4,300 is just pretty nice. Especially like Conchar is not an exciting play, kind of like the Bones Highland thing that we talked about. Like it's more about just that he's going to be on the floor for 20 minutes, probably. He's 3,600. It's what he allows you to do with the rest of your lineup. Certainly not.
We have the same conversation, play. I think you and I, like probably on the last slate that he was on, and he played 20 minutes and he gave you 0 points. He took 1 shot because I commented. I'm like, he took 1 shot and 40% of the field was playing John Conchar. We're doing it. I mean, the field's doing it again. He's currently 21%. Obviously not as bad as it was the other day, but still 20% of the field is willingly playing a guy that has taken 2 total shots over the last 40 minutes he's played. So, it's not the greatest. Not the greatest there. No. Anything else for you there?
No, there's not really. I mean, we'd just be stretching for a Conchar pivot if we did.
I agree. Again, the 5-game slate, it was supposed to be obviously greater, some weather and some other things, move some games around here today. Power forward, we'll talk Şengün at center. We have Banchero, Mobley, James, and Randall in your top tier.
LeBron is my top option here. He's been really good with Austin Reeves off the floor. That game environment we've spoke about all show long. So LeBron, man, I cannot believe the production that this guy is putting up at 41 years of age. Obviously, we've never seen anything like it before. But if anyone's going to do it, he'd be the guy that we assume could do it. Banchero and Mobley are more sprinkle ceiling plays. I don't particularly love the price or the matchup for either one. But of course, they're guys who can do big things. So tournament ceiling type. I would rather play Randall, save a little bit of money. He can do kind of the similar things. But LeBron is the top option here in this range.
Yeah, and he's the top owned of that range as well. He's coming in just under 20% here. And then it is the mid-tier Naz Reid, Draymond Green, who we're not sure is even going to play here. Jalen Smith, Jabari Smith are all guys up over, between 10 and 20%.
Yeah, I think they're all very playable. Nobody really stands out, I would say, in that range. I think they're all just kind of priced a couple $100 cheap. Like they're not extreme values, but they're all grading out pretty well for the salary and the role that they're playing. Jalen Smith, I think, is the guy who could find the ceiling here. They're also, all of them have that ability. Naz Reid can do the same thing. But I think Smith would be my top option of this group.
Yeah.
Buzelis being the most expensive of the group should come at the lowest ownership. So I don't mind trying to find a ceiling there either.
Yeah, I'm trying to see where they even have Buzelis' ownership at. It is so he's in that 10% group as well there. So Jalen Smith is at 20%. So we took the over 11.5 for Jalen Smith here today too. So we're cheering for the props there.
Nice.
Any values? You mentioned Naquan Tomlin at 43 already. We talked about sort of the lightning rod that is Mo Wagner. 13 and 15 minutes, 22 and 21 fantasy points essentially there. Would you give any looks here today?
Yeah, I would. I'm not sure that the role is going to improve today, but I think at some point he's going to be playing like 20 minutes. Before he was injured last season, he had really started to take on a bigger role for this team. Unfortunately, the injury has kept him out for a very long time. It's been a long time since we've seen him, but I think he eventually plays like 22 minutes a night on this team. I'm not saying that's going to happen tonight. He's a very good per minute producer. I think he can get it done in the 15 minutes that he has been playing. If you happen to get a couple extra, that's just gravy.
At 50% less ownership, I'd rather play Mo Wagner every single day of the week over John Concha.
100%.
Right?
Could not agree more.
Concha's not playing 40 minutes. He's playing 20. So if I'm getting 15 minutes out of Wagner and 20 out of Concha, I'll take the 15 out of Wagner here. So I hope ownership stays that way, and I'll take the discounted ownership on Wagner there in tournaments. Anything else for you, power forward?
Yeah, Guy Santos is somebody that we need to talk about. Who knows what the role is going to be? This is a guy that Kerr will start him and play 15 minutes. He'll start him and play 28 minutes. Like, who he could come off the bench and play 15 minutes or 28 minutes. Like, you have no idea what you're getting, but he's a decent producer when he's out there. I don't mind a dart throw there. Another guy that I think you could pivot off a contract to.
Sure. All right, let's go on over to the center position. Again, we have Alperen Şengün here up at the top, $9,200. Mobley, Jaren Jackson Jr. center only eligible. Nikola Vucevic there is your top 4.
Yeah, can certainly always play Şengün. Incredible ceiling. This Memphis front court is looking to be, we know it's shorthanded. If Aldama cannot play either, then like Jackson is basically the only big body that they have. It would be, and he's not a guy that's going to go out there and play 40 minutes either. He could get in foul trouble and end up with 25 minutes. Like, the Memphis front court is a great matchup for Şengün. So I do have a lot of interest in getting there today. Triple J is too cheap for his role without Morant. It's a brutal matchup against Houston. Houston's never a team that I like attacking. But he's going to play the 5 more than likely. Maybe they play Aldama, I guess, but I think Triple J is at the 5.
Aldama's out. Do we go back and look at like Gigi Jackson or something like that? I mean, just more big.
Yeah, I think that Aldama is actually a pretty significant piece of news that we need, just because Memphis is already shorthanded. You take a guy off that could play 30 plus minutes. Somebody's going to have to step into those. Like, yeah, Gigi's a good call out. Maybe somebody like a Vince Williams can play a bunch of positions, could just find his way onto the floor for a few more minutes.
Just a warm body that they got to throw out there. So. I do like Vuk a lot today as well. I know they're healthy. They have Kobe White back. They have Giddey back. So the usage and whatnot is down, but he's still kind of producing pretty well. The minutes are there. And again, I don't think much of Ayton defensively. So I don't mind Vuk at 72.
Yeah, I don't mind that call out either. Don't have much to add there.
Sure.
Totally fine. Great game environment. The two guys right below him are interesting too. They can always find a ceiling. Klingin, especially if Avdia is out. We just saw him pop off for a big game. The usage goes up quite a bit. Avdia is a great rebounder as well. So we saw the rebounds really spike. 16 in that last game without Avdia, or Avdia left early, I think.
Yeah.
Jared Allen's been playing a bunch of minutes as well. They fell back a little bit in the last game. I don't know if that was fully blowout related, but I'm assuming that it was. He had been playing up like 32 to 34 minutes for the last like 4 games. As long as they continue that, I mean, Allen can find a massive ceiling at 6,500.
100%. And it's a good value there at 65, as you said. Gobert is getting some ownership. 27% of the field is on him. Draymond is the highest rostered here again, but we don't even know if he's going to play or not. Thoughts on Rudy? Would you take a dart on like a DeAndre Ayton? We had someone comment on the morning show today that he thinks Ayton's going to crush tonight's matchup. He's $5,600. What are we thinking here?
Yeah, none of those names are exciting to me. I think Ayton is the most interesting one that you mentioned. Gobert and Draymond are fine. Like I
Yeah.
just don't look at those as like ceiling plays. Um, Ayton, on the other hand, the matchup against the Bulls is somebody that we've targeted centers for against all season. They allow a ton of points in the paint. Vooch is just an awful defender. He's never been good in his career, and now he's getting up there in age. So Ayton is interesting. Like not a guy that I ever play when Luka and LeBron are on the floor, but I do understand that angle, so I don't mind it.
Yeah, and again, it's a tournament play for sure.
Yeah.
You can play some other guys with dual positional eligibility. Naz Reid, Jalen Smith, we've hit on. I don't know what Boston's going to do if they're without both Queta and Garza. Would you trust Amari Williams to actually like play minutes, or are we going to get like small ball Jordan Walsh center? Like, what are your thoughts potentially here if both Boston centers are out?
I mean, if they're both out, Williams would have to play, you would think 20 something minutes at least, like just to cover themselves.
Yeah.
For like Klingon is a big dude. Like you need a real body out there. I don't think Jordan Walsh can defend a lot a lot of people. But Klingon's like massive compared to
for a
anybody
first
else
round 7-foot center, like
yeah,
probably a little bit too much. So yeah, I mean, if Amari Williams is just a dart, if there's no Queta and Garza, if Queta is out, I mean, and Garza plays, I would have some interest in Luka Garza at 41. I mean, there's going to be some options for us here. Rob Williams, another one at $3,800. If he ends up suiting up, another guy that only needs 18 minutes to give you 20 fantasy points, so he could go in that direction as well.
Yeah, I like the Rob Will call out on this slate where we're stretching the value under 4K. Like a guy like that is a perfect pivot.
Yeah, you got Post here as well at $4,000. If there ends up being no Draymond, Quinn Post probably starts at center, so could take a look there.
Yep, absolutely. If Draymond's out, I think that he becomes pretty popular.
Yep. Anything else?
Nope.
All righty. Let's what are we building around Luka? Is that what we're kind of looking towards here?
Yeah, I think that's my preference today. He's got the best matchup on the board. The value is the only thing that would push me in a different direction. The value isn't great, but I do think that we called out some interesting pivots there.
Yeah, I want to play some Mo Wagner, I think, over Conchar if we're going to play Luka here and just take that. You mentioned Hoarder. Hoarder's getting a lot of ownership today and Podziemski. Yep. So, I mean, we could do Pods at shooting guard, Hoarder at small forward. 6150. You want to give me one more play here? Spend up, spend down. Where do you want to
go? Let's see. I really like Jaylen Brown. I don't know if we have enough to get him with Luka. I think if we get some more news, like Draymond getting rolled out, so we could play Quentin Post as well, then that's the route that I would go.
I mean, JB with Luke with that group is you give you $5,000 a player with center, guard, and utility. So yeah, 4K a post would certainly fit into that build.
Another guy that could get rolled out where we have potentially maybe some Blazer stuff that we could get to.
Guy Sandos is 3,400. He's at 20% rostered tonight. So definitely different some things you could do here tonight, guys. If you want to kind of double spend up with Brown and Luka, this build here gives you $5,000 remaining per player. If you took Luka out and went a little bit cheaper to somebody like a LeBron James, you said you really like tonight and double stack Lakers there, you get $5,300 a play. You guys can make it work. So check out the playbook. Grande's on it for you guys. We'll have some ownership updates and all the news for you guys to go ahead and make some money on tonight's Monday slate. We'll be back tonight with a preview show for Tuesday, everybody. We'll catch you later.